The reason this is important is that you have floor joists. And so when you take a piece of wood and you put it into a kiln to dry, it dries from the corner here first, and then it dries from the center of the board second. And that's because you have three areas that the moisture can get out. When you put it in a basement and it rehydrates, it's going to go the same way. This area of your floor joist is the most susceptible. When I look at any inspection of a basement, this is the area that really is the most obvious and helps clients recognize what to look for. The floor decking sometimes gets mold growth on it, but it's really hard. It's harder to get a flat surface to get elevated moisture for germination rather than your floor joist. The floor joist will be the first place to find it. Now, when you do an inspection, I always do it in the dark. I always turn off all the lights. Let's say you have just a board like so. What's important is that you don't shine your flashlight like this. You shine your flashlight parallel to the surface because mold grows like a bush or a tree. It has an anchor system. It's not a root. It's not a plant. It has an anchor system, which is why it can grow on glass, plastic, steel. And then it has a stalk and it has branches and these little flower sites. I'm being very simple about this description, by the way. So when you shine your flashlight parallel, it's going to create a shadow. Once you see it once, you'll never forget what it looks like. It's very easy. The darkness is really what helps you with being able to see this. Now, that's mold. Mildew is a different thing. Mildew is just a method of growth that's different than mold. It can be Aspergillus or Penicillium. It can be any of the same genus that we're discussing for mold, but all it's doing is growing parallel to the surface. The mycelia goes parallel, so it kind of looks more like drywall dust. But it still has the same mycotoxins. It's the same critter. But so you can't ignore it. The other thing is your sump pumps. I always look at the sump pumps and the floor joists that are directly overhead of the sump pump because unless there's a good lid on this, there's going to be an evaporation that goes up. The biggest problem is in original construction because they don't control the moisture and humidity. So I like getting in to look at these floor joists during construction at the end before the final draw. But this is a really good way of the general public understanding what are the issues involved, the limitations of humidity. If you've got a post right here in the middle of the basement or a set of stairs, put a little humidity meter right there so you can measure both the humidity and the temperature and determine whether or not you're in the danger zone of your basement. Bob Bennett, Farsight Management. It's better to use Farsight than hindsight.